I think it's difficult to see exactly how the Europeans will reduce energy over what time frame, and that's the detail that they're just going to be discussing today with Biden and tomorrow morning amongst themselves. It's about not going for a complete cutoff, going cold turkey, but about finding a way to rapidly ramp down the amount of oil, gas, coal they're buying from Russia. And I think the Europeans are going to be looking to the US for some kind of a deal, some kind of support. How can the US help the Europeans wean themselves off Russian energy as quickly as possible?
Yeah. And then I guess that begs the question as well, where else could those supplies come from? We're talking about Qatar potentially. Well, how do you see that playing out for the Europeans?
I mean, obviously oil and coal easier to replace than gas. There is a limited amount of gas out there. I think you're seeing a lot of support from the Qataris, from the Azeris, from the Japanese, the Koreans as to how they could help. But of course, every country that's giving up gas to Europe is going to have to meet that shortfall themselves at some point. So some tough decisions have to be made, and it's going to be interesting to see what Biden can offer from the US side in terms of energy exports.
4 weeks of war. Do you think that there is an understanding, at least at a base level amongst Europeans, that they're going to have to at some point start to really pay for Europe's involvement in this crisis?
I mean, just look at the way inflation is already ramping up, and a lot of governments are being pretty clear with their populations in Europe that this is going to be tough, it's going to be expensive. And as I said, I think there is a full understanding about the need to reduce Russian energy imports. That will put up prices just by virtue of the fact that finding alternatives is going to be expensive. Have populations fully priced it in? Probably not, and that's going to be a difficult conversation that leaders will have to have. But what's on their side is this is a very black and white conflict. It's obvious who the aggressor is. It's obvious that Ukraine is a sovereign nation that's been invaded. So that's a very easy sell to populations that we need to do our bit for this country that's being invaded.